then your theory is much as likely to poof as the other one.
How do you?
Because
how do
the
you
second you break the whole chain,
but I think
like you might not exist anymore. You might poof yourself out of existence.
I think that one's broken though, because I don't think you would just be able to come back just to be like a ghost.
Yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but
I'm
the
saying that
minute
one's
you do it
broken
the
too.
other way,
They're all broken. This is just so irrelevant.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Irrelevant Podcast. It is your boys, Matt and JC.
What is going on, everybody?
Bro, I think you like that sweatshirt. I've seen you wear it a couple days now.
Yeah, you know that moment where you find something in your closet and you go, "Wow, I haven't worn that in a while," and then you just kind of wear it multiple times. And you're like,
I'm gonna wear this shirt for the next 4 days in a row.
Okay, that's
because I haven't worn it in a long time. I love this shirt.
It's different with a jacket. I could wear a jacket a couple of days in a row.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, no question. Okay, question to everybody: how long can you wear a jacket consecutively without having to wash it?
True.
Serious question.
That's a great question.
Because no one in hell does only one day.
No way.
It's
in fact,
more than one.
Some jackets I've probably never washed, like true jackets.
Like a cardigan or something.
Yeah, like you're not. Well, it depends on the material, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's true. How long can you wear like a sweatshirt? That's probably better because this is like a sweatshirt. It's like a zip-up hoodie. How long are you rocking that before you wash it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm saying like a week, 2 weeks worth of wears.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going.
I would say like a week.
If it feels like it's been dirtied, then
yeah.
I'll wash
if I had like a, I don't know why I'm saying like a crazy night. I don't know what that means.
A crazy night.
Crazy night. No. Like I guess if I got rained on or like I don't know. But then again, rain's just water.
Yeah, but if that thing's soaking wet,
yeah, true.
You're gonna wash it. You're gonna wash it.
Dude, you know what I hate? You know one thing I hate about adulting?
What?
Just the fact that some clothes just shrink. Like, can we just talk about that for a second? I don't know why, but dude, I had this. I always wore t-shirts. Okay, that was my thing. I always just wore normal t-shirts, just very, very basic stuff. And ever since like I graduated college a little bit, and and with like dating, M was like, "Hey, you should try this shirt. It's really, really nice." I'm like, "Oh, sick! I'll get this." And I get this shirt, and it's a great shirt from like Banana Republic or something. Mm-hmm. I put it in the washer, I put it in the dryer, and it's just gone. It just shrivels to nothing, where it doesn't even fit. Dude, like you have to be, dude. The one thing that I hate about adulting, and the one thing I hate about my phase of like. I dressed like a dad before. I really did.
You did.
And when I finally got out of that, the thing I've realized is like, man, you got to really take care of your clothes.
Yes.
Like if you have a really nice shirt, really nice sweater or something, you got to air dry it.
True. Dude, I hate air drying.
I know.
It's just like a pain in the butt.
Or put it on like a low tumble dry, but
yeah, like a long, low tumble dry, very low heat.
Dude, I had this in my last apartment. I had a washer and dryer combo. I think that could have been the problem. It was a washer and dryer combo.
Wait, it was the same thing?
It was garbage.
Oh no.
Trash. I don't support any sort of machine like that. It just doesn't work. It was a washer and dryer combo. How does that even work? You put water in it. I throw Tide Pods in it because I still like Tide Pods. They're easy. And it's probably the circle, the entrance to the washer. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
The entrance to the washer is probably as big as my head, right? So not like, I know my head's pretty big, but it's not like massive, right? So think about like how small it is. I'm like, okay, got to put my nice clothes in there. And then it washes for, I think, an hour. And then it goes into dry mode for 3 hours.
3 hours?
3.
That's wildly inefficient.
Yeah. And that was also at the most expensive apartment I've ever paid for in my entire life.
Well,
so just want to shout out to LA for that.
I think space. I think the issue there is just space. They probably didn't have enough space to fit 2 units, like the washer and the dryer separately. That's terrible. It's like having shampoo that's also body wash. Like, yeah, it could work. It works, but like, really not the best option. Really not the best method.
Okay, what's your go-to shampoo? I don't know why we're talking about this, but what's your go-to shampoo?
Dude, I use whatever. I'm like not picky about that, but I will not buy like the 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Like that to me just feels weird. Yeah. I feel like shampoo like inherently should be different because it's supposed to, not destroy every oil in your hair because that's like kind of important for your hair to be healthy. But
I use I use like Axe products a lot, which is so just I don't know, just generic probably.
Yeah.
But
you use 3-in-1, don't you?
No, listen. I don't use 3-in-1 Axe. I use for shampoo. I always use Head and Shoulders.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm using right now too.
But they always say like 2-in-1 on it. But I'll use Head and Shoulders.
Conditioner and shampoo is a normal thing. But if you put body wash and shampoo, to me that's
no.
Who decided to do that?
Nah, but I like the coconut Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
It's like something 2-in-1, and
good choice.
Then maybe I'll use another conditioner or something too. I don't know. But for like colored hair.
I don't even use the conditioner. Well, you do have colored hair, so maybe it's probably
sometimes
important.
you have to use purple shampoo.
Yeah, that you maintain that.
Yeah, and anyways, Head and Shoulders is a great brand, dude.
What are we talking about? I love that this podcast, literally, we come in here, as soon as we start, completely have like no clue what's going to be said, and we're talking about Head and Shoulders now.
Dude, okay, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going down this path right now.
Because
we never talk about this, so I just want to talk about it. Do you ever put anything beard oil? I'm serious.
Dude, I don't have enough of a beard for it.
I bet somebody still does it, even with your beard.
You think?
Probably. I don't use it. I just want to know if you've ever used it.
You would see it with this little beard, though.
I don't know. It's
like
just
yours
oil.
Is definitely like I can see it's long enough that it's getting dry.
Dude, I'm allergic
at the edge. To the beard oil?
Yeah, I can't do it.
You tried it?
Yeah, I've tried beard oil before. It doesn't work. I don't
know. See, like there's like between where you're at and where I'm at, there's like a fine line where it gets really itchy for me, where it starts to like get kind of scraggly. That's the point at which I feel like a beard oil would help a lot.
Do you like going clean shaven or no?
No, I rarely ever do. I just feel like I look like a small kid. You know, I look like a little kid.
The first podcast episode we did, we were talking about this the other day. I look like such a child.
You look so different.
Reason.
You look so different. It's unbelievable.
Why was that the first episode? I didn't even have my glasses.
No,
that I normally wear.
Yeah, you looked. Now that I see you every week, that look is so weird. It's so not you. I don't understand how I didn't realize that in the moment. Even looking at like you look kind of like you did at ZWC, the first one.
Yeah.
Where you're rocking these boat shoes, the Sperry's, and you have shorts on, and you have this polo tee, country club vibe going on.
Salt
clean
life.
shaven,
Salt
clean
life.
hair, no glasses.
Yeah.
You look like you're a boater. Working at a country club, like a golf caddy or something.
Dude, I had to throw away all my Salt Life stuff, man. It was bad.
Salt Life? Oh, because you were Gulf Shore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, it's dude, beard oil, not the thing, dude. I don't like it.
I've never tried it, so I actually can't comment on whether I like it or not. I just feel like I don't have enough of a beard to even warrant an oil.
I don't know. I need to get better at like actual like lotion and stuff because we don't do that too much. I feel like Em always talked to me. She's like, "Oh, dude, it's so important to just like, like put."
But you have like relatively nice skin.
Nah, dude.
No,
maybe
your face,
I don't know.
Your face. I don't know about the rest of your body. I mean, I haven't really inspected that part of you, but
What?
I don't know about the rest of your body. See, I'm the opposite. I have really nice body skin. My face is bad, dude.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I'm like 28. I still like. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but the acne thing's always been an issue for me.
I haven't felt like I've seen that with you though. You
always maybe not. Like, it's been much better as of late, and that's another reason I like the beard grow because it kind of covers some of the imperfections.
It's a shield.
It is a shield. It is a shield for like half your face for any imperfections you got going on.
It happens all the time like that. You'll just be like, yeah, no one will know. No one will know.
Dude, it's definitely the truth. I actually feel like when I have the beard long too, I get less acne. Maybe because the shaving, irritates the skin a little bit. I don't know.
Because a follicle like goes the wrong way or something.
Yeah, well, I don't really get ingrown hairs, but yeah, that kind of thing.
But it can happen.
It can happen.
What have you been up to, by the way?
Dude.
Aside from the...
I tweeted this out today. It's Monday. We were going to try to get this episode out today. Didn't work out. That was my fault, guys. We both have been really busy, which is great. But, dude, I tweeted it out. Monday's new favorite day of the week.
And then we
podcast. Well, we failed to get this out. The podcast comes out, which is great, but that's not reason why. Mondays, shit happens on Mondays.
Okay, what happens?
See, I feel like I have a little bit of a different perspective than maybe like 90% of people listening, and maybe just the world in general. Mondays, for most people, the weekend's over. You hate it. You have to go back to work. This, Sunday scaries, that whole situation. You go back to school. Used to hate Mondays just like everyone else, but now running my own business, which you can relate to in some ways, It's a little different though, because for YouTube and streaming and content creation, you make your own schedule, so it doesn't matter what day it is. But for what we're doing with like client stuff, no one's working on the weekends. So it's a little slow. Like I'm working on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, but there's like, you know, I want to reach out to a client and get things moving. They don't answer. They're kind of, you know, they're off. They're doing their thing.
That's true.
Mondays hit, call
like
after
time to
call.
get to it.
Shit's happening. We're lining things up. We're getting stuff scheduled. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. We got like 3 calls in a row from people today, and I was just like amped up. I was like, Mondays. Let's go. Let's go. We love Mondays.
The only one who says
Dude, the only person probably that actually likes Mondays.
That's
I'm just
good,
excited,
though.
man. I'm excited about what we're doing, and like
That's good.
shit happens on every Monday. It's like it's clockwork.
That's
people
so-
are back on it, and I'm like, yo, we're moving. We're moving.
I need that energy right now because I feel like I've been perpetually like tired the past 5 days.
Well, there's probably a reason for that.
Why?
Because Saturday night or Friday night or whatever night it was.
Yeah.
Friday night was.
Oh yeah, we did.
We went pretty hard on Friday night. You know, we had a good time.
Yeah,
We saw our boy Jack.
we did. We
My
saw
man,
Jack.
my
We saw
man.
Jack. Jack, dude, I miss you, Jack.
Dude,
I miss you.
it was great
always.
seeing him.
That was the first time we saw him in a long time.
While it was like since last year.
Yeah, and we gotta get him on the podcast at some point.
Oh, dude, we're going to. We're planning to shoot with him this weekend.
Wait, really?
It's nothing too serious yet.
Wait, what?
Unfortunately. Yeah, we're shooting with this weekend probably.
For what?
For part of our reel. We're putting together our 2021 reel, and we want to get a couple other shots that we have in mind that we didn't get to get yet. So we're gonna just like plan a bunch of shoots just to do them.
So is it? It's nothing for Jack. It's
not
for
technically
you.
for Jack. It's for us right now. But
Jack's
I'm
like
also hoping. I'm hoping he doesn't watch this. Hopefully, this will get in his mind like, "Yo, this was dope. I want to get some music out so we can record a music video."
Oh,
I want him to get him a little, get him a little hyped about it.
Yeah.
So this is like a win-win. Like we get what we need, a couple shots out of it. It'll feature him in it, and I think he'll like be like, "Yo, like, I want to get this going."
Yeah.
I know he does. But maybe this will be like, really light a fire under his ass. So like, let's get it going now.
That's so sick, man. If that could,
It's gonna happen.
I want to see that happen.
We've talked about this before. And we are in a really good position now to make whatever we do with him super dope. So
When remember when he did all those raps at the Z House?
yeah.
Who filmed those? Was it you?
Well, the Z House diss track, I was in the video, so he had his friend come and do it.
Yeah.
I don't even know which other videos he recorded really.
Did he record? I thought he did another one. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I remember the one where you all tied up.
I don't
That
think I
was really
recorded.
funny.
I definitely didn't record that one. I don't think I've ever recorded a video for him like that, like on a serious note.
That'd be really cool, though. I would love to see that.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked. And then obviously we've said it a million times. We're gonna get him on the podcast, but soon, dude. Soon. We're good. It's good.
I always think about Jack. I'm like, what is Jack up to? Like,
I think that's what everyone wants to know.
what-
no
what
one
is
knows.
Jack Candy
Nobody
up to,
knows
man?
because when you go off the internet,
Go off the grid.
it's kind of like people don't. They have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Unless you're hanging out with him and talking to them, or he's making some kind of announcement somewhere on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You don't know. I don't even know, and we're friends with him. That's crazy. But now I know. I mean, we've talked to him. But I want to keep a more consistent dialogue going with him, like texting every once in a while, like every week, and then hopefully hanging out as much as we do or near it would be great.
Yeah. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Are you excited about or actually, you know what? I want to ask you something about the music industry. Have you heard about the whole Little Nas controversy that's going on right now?
With the Satan shoes?
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, I don't...
quite literally, oh my God.
Yeah, well, wait, is that...
I'm just saying, no, just literally, just oh my God. It kind of like makes sense for this.
Well, the way I saw it was Trevor Lawrence, which is like so not... He's going to be drafted in the NFL this year.
Did he say something about it?
He's like, this has gone too far. In a
Oh,
quote
no.
tweet, and I'm like, what? So I looked into it, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, it's a shoe, it's something else,
Yeah.
666, like it's all Satan related stuff, and then it's a drop of blood. I'm assuming that's what people are mad about, and there's other like political things with it. I think,
Is
but
it actually a drop of blood though? Or is it
dude,
just
there's
like,
no way they can sell blood, right?
Yeah, I
whose
don't-
blood is it? It had to like that's like there's
don't
no
know.
way like that can't be a legitimate
No,
thing.
it has to be like food coloring or something.
That would be like really medically not good.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
that'd be bad.
Well, I heard that there's that shoe company is now getting in a lawsuit with Nike. Nike's now sued them because the shoe, isn't the shoe company like, doesn't it take a Nike shoe and then
I have no idea. I don't know anything about
this. I don't know. There's like Nike swooshes on
So
it.
it sounds like there's all kinds of problems with this.
There's a lot of problems.
Drops of blood, totally not a good thing.
But here's the thing though. Like Lil Nas has quite literally just been playing the entire, I don't know how to even describe this, but in a way that makes sense, but he is playing social media like a fiddle. Like a fiddle, dude.
Like the Satan devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah. No, like literally that's what he's doing. Like, yeah, it's really controversial. Yeah, he's trying to sell Satan shoes or something like that. My parents would probably think that's a horrible thing, right? But the fact that I don't know, it's almost like people, you being enraged at this is just gonna make it more popular. It's like, just let him do whatever the hell he wants to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you
people are mad at him?
People. So it all started this way, Matt. He released a new music video with his new song, "Call Me by Your Name," and in that video, he rides a stripper pole down all the way to hell and gives Satan a lap dance in the video. All right. Those are things that normally never come out of my mouth, but that's what happened in the video. Okay. So, but the point of the video was from him, like Lil Nas is somebody who's come out as gay, and he has made it very, very clear. The point of the video is that he's been told all of his life that he's going to go to hell for being the way that he is, and like this is sort of like a
play on that.
Yeah, it's like a play on that. It's like he literally goes down to hell. Yeah, he owns it
and owns the shit out of it by getting Satan. I love that. That's kind of like badass.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you look at it that way, you're like
power to you, man.
Yeah, it's like why are people so mad at that? Like I don't know. Like it's crazy imagery, but also I play Doom Eternal and I kill demons and all this kind of stuff all the time as a video game that I enjoy, right? Like at the end of the day, yeah, he gave Satan a lap dance in a video. That's pretty wild. But the purpose of the video was like, hey, I've been told this my entire life. Like, stay mad, okay? Because I trust me, I've been way more mad than you've been. Because I couldn't be myself normally. Right. And every single person from all across like social media of every sort of political side, like everybody has some opinion about it. You know, people who are very, very, very like, I'd say I don't want to get too, we try not to be like too political about stuff here because we want to focus on like positivity and just like having a good time and just talking about stuff. But you can imagine it's crazy. Like people are trying to shut him down. People are like, oh, you are for the kids, Lil Nas. Old Town Road was a kid's song, even though that song literally says like lean on my bladder or whatever and all this kind of stuff. Like that song literally says cheated on my baby and all this kind of stuff. It's like if your kid was listening to that song, you might want to like look at the lyrics of Old Town Road because Old Town Road wasn't that kid friendly of a song either.
So many songs that are like Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Her latest album, pure raunchy.
Yeah.
Like if you don't listen to lyrics and think about them, you'd be like, oh, it's just a jam, you know, like top 40, really Ariana, Disney star.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like it's all about sex. It's about like nasty shit she's doing. But, dude, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah.
People are mad about a song. Come on, don't listen to it then. What do you mean?
They're mad about the music video, not even the song.
All right, well, don't watch it.
The song doesn't even like. I don't know. I can't remember all the lyrics.
I saw some stuff about
the music video.
I saw stuff about it being like racially, like I don't really want to discuss this because it's not like I want it to be a positive thing where we're going back and forth. But I saw it being like people were like, oh well, Christianity and racism and like this whole political thing about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how many different problems are there with this? Like a lot of problems.
And he's really like said on Twitter, he's like, listen. There's a global pandemic. He said something along the lines of this, like there's a pandemic and there's really like governors like tweeting about Lil Nas being like bad for kids and all this kind of stuff. And like talking about how we need to take back control of the country and all this kind of stuff. And he's he's like, y'all are mad about a damn shoe. It's just like they're mad about a shoe. It's kind of funny.
Put it that way, it's true.
Like, and it's just, it's definitely, obviously I wouldn't sell a satanic shoe. That's pretty wild. Like, or a shoe that has Satan on it or whatever. I don't even know what the shoe looks like exactly, but I mean, it's just, he's a marketer. Like, he knew that people would get pissed at it. I'm sure. Like, he knew that people, like, he wanted to make a statement. He knew that people from opposing views would lose their mind about it, and all it does is just boom them to the charts even more. And it's just, I look at it as a like a PR person, a marketer, and all that kind of stuff in my brain. I look at it and I'm like, wow, he just played like, he literally, like, granted, he is making a statement in the video that is actually pretty hell yeah of a statement, but I look at it and I'm like, dude, he just owned the entire media. And this entire week, he is on, like, news stations are talking about it, governors are talking about it, social media is talking about it. He's getting millions of views on the music video. I think, I actually want to check the numbers really fast on the music video. I'm just curious.
Dude, there's a lot I like.
But I just think it's crazy how, like, I don't know, it's just how it was such a thing where, like,
you just listen to everything. Media. Everything like, there's a lot of poetry within that whole situation. Like, just the, oh man,
music video is still on trending. It's been trending for a couple of days now. It's at 40 million views on YouTube.
I gotta watch it now. I haven't seen it. I just saw the shoe thing on Twitter.
You'll just laugh. You'll watch it and you'll just go, what?
Oh, what the heck? Dude, you know what's cool? Speaking of, well, this is more streamer stuff, but
yeah,
you showed me Code Miko, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
What would you say if I told you there's a chance I could get you on Code Miko?
Stop.
There's a legitimate chance.
How is there a chance?
One of the guys that called me today, he manages artists. He does a lot more than that, but that's his core of what he does. One of the chicks, Sarah, was just on Code Miko, and she's brand new to Twitch.
Really?
Apparently she was on it. He's like, yeah, dude, like let me know send me his channel. See if we can get him on. I'm like, oh, Sarah, if you got Sarah, I don't know if there's some relationship there that they have already, but she's like way smaller than even me on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, she's brand new to it. He's like, yeah, dude, let me know.
Dude,
I was like, first of all, he's like, you want to go on? I was like, I have a guy that's better because he showed me the channel, and he's also bigger on Twitch, so it'll probably be better for Code Miko as well. I was like, yeah. So send me your stuff. I'll follow up with him.
Dude, that would be insane.
That'd be so dope if you got on, right?
Yeah, that'd be sick. Really sick. Oh my God. Thank you for
No, absolutely, man. You showed me.
Dude, Komiko is kind of one of those people that it's just changing the game. Yeah. And you know that she's going to be around for a while because technology keeps going more and more. It's just, she's going to do crazier things with it. And again, she's a great marketer in the same way that we're talking about all this other stuff. Like, like she basically her entire thing is, what the hell is this? Like, you look at that stream, you're like, what is this? Yeah. How is this possible? This is almost like fourth wall breaking in a lot of ways. And it's also, what do you call it? Just, I don't know. And guys, if you guys don't know who Code Miko is, let me just clear it up really fast. So essentially Code Miko is like a VTuber. She's probably the most popular VTuber. I guess she's considered a VTuber. I don't know. It's a little bit different than some of the other VTubers, but she basically is a character in, I believe, Unreal Engine, like the gaming. She's using like the Unreal Engine or something like that. She knows how to code and all that kind of stuff. And she's basically made an avatar for herself and a character within a video game world. And she's streaming from her video game world set. And she's a character. And,
it's unbelievable how much the video game is blended with reality in her stream.
Yeah,
there are features that are video game and there are features that are reality, and it looks seamless.
Yeah, it's like
nuts.
It's like, imagine if you were like, for our zombies listeners, right? Imagine if you were, imagine if I don't know, let's say you, right? Like Matt. Imagine Matt is streaming as Dempsey, within Drak, and there's a TV in Drak where he's interviewing me on. That's what it's like, essentially, is like, you're like, it's this character within a video game, and her video game is like, she's like a glitch, or like some, I don't know exactly how she describes it, but like, it's like a work in progress prototype or something. So that's why there's like all these crazy shenanigans that happen. And stuff happen on our stream when people donate, like she can shoot things.
Yeah, they have people like with crazy people
like
spawning
in the background, like people will spawn in. It's crazy. Like,
you gotta go
changing
watch.
The game.
There's really no way to describe what it is other than watching.
Yeah, but
and her personality is also. I don't know if that's just how she actually is in real life, but it's very quirky. Like, it's not. I don't even know how to. It's like offbeat. It's like
offbeat, awkward at times, but that makes it charming.
It's like, but it's like that the whole time.
Yeah,
it's like. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen next? What's going on?
Yeah, it's sick. It's really sick.
It's awesome. So when you go on her, we'll let them know.
Dude, I'd be nervous to go on that. To be honest,
I mean, yeah, probably. And she's a pretty big deal.
She's huge now.
Yeah,
that'd be insane.
We'll see. We'll see if we can hook it up. That'd be so sick though. If we can get you on there,
that'd be nuts. But yeah, like dude, marketing, right? These marketers out here, you got to do things that are offbeat a little bit,
Gotta be
controversial.
Gotta be different.
Controversial. Look, when they say that there's no such thing as bad publicity, and Komiko's not that. I'm talking about the Lil Nas stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, like he's just soaring in popularity because of everything that happened. And to everybody who said he was a one-hit wonder before with like Old Town Road, it's like you just denied that because he is not a one-hit wonder anymore when he has this song blowing up now because of everything. So I think it's crazy. That whole situation, I just didn't know if you saw it, but it's just...
Yeah, I just saw the one tweet. I didn't really look into it too much.
There's just people, like, you wouldn't believe the amount of backlash he's getting from it. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Like,
I'm going to have to watch it and see what the deal is.
If you go to any one of his tweets, there's people, like...
Just ripping
into him. But
dude, it seems like people just want to be mad these days.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. There are some... that doesn't go for everything, obviously. But, like, I don't know. It just seems like I feel like Twitter, especially now... It's just everyone's always got something to say.
It's like, look, in my view, I'm like, okay, like, no, this is no offense to him, but it's like, okay, a musician did a really crazy music video. Who cares? Who cares?
That's not a new thing.
It's not worth like canceling somebody over, or like, it's like, oh, he literally did this with the intention of riling you guys up. And you guys just get riled up because of it. It's like, I don't know how to even describe it, but it's just, to me, like, whenever I have kids one day, like, I'm just gonna be like, okay, if I don't want them to see something that's dirty or whatever, or more mature, I'm gonna try and make sure beforehand that they can't see that. Like, I'm not gonna just, like, I don't know, people always have this thing where like, oh, if you put something on the internet, what about the kids or something? And it's like, yo, it's not his job to always...
It is not.
It's not his job to always be kid-friendly.
There's also way worse on the internet than a music video about him getting a lap dance to Satan, which if it's on YouTube, it really can't be that bad.
Also, he kills Satan after he does that in the video. So what the hell? He killed Satan.
I just feel like it's... I don't know. I have to look into it, but I don't... From what I'm gathering, it just doesn't... How do you get mad at that, really? I don't know.
It's just something to get mad at. At the end of the day, it's like, what does that affect? Like if you don't want your kids to see it, don't let them watch it. If you don't want your kids to hear certain music, don't let them listen to it. Like, it's not like, and he said something on Twitter, which I agree with as well. And you see this all the time with artists. Granted, the shoe thing I think is a little out there. I'm more talking about the music. The shoe thing with like some human blood thing or whatever, that's a little out there and a little bit weird. And I kind of get why Nike's freaking out over that.
Yeah.
And probably, I think Nike is suing that company or whatever because it's something to do with a Nike shoe, I think. I'm not sure. But that bit I get. Like, I get that that's kind of weird, right? But the music video itself, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just don't get how it's not that problematic. It's kind of more funny than anything to me. And also, at the end of the day, like, it has a really, like, his message behind it and his intention is like pretty damn respectable of why, and it makes sense. And I don't know, like, I just find it interesting that that, you know, and he said this on Twitter. This is the thing I want to say before we end this topic. But he said something along the lines of, like, it's not my job to always like, if Old Town Road was considered a kid's song, which I don't even think it was, it's like, it's not my job for my entire career to cater to kids. It's like the same thing where you have somebody like Ariana, right? Like, she was on Disney or Nick, one of them, Disney, right?
I think Disney Channel.
And that was for kids back then, but now her songs now are way more mature. Like, that is not, you cannot go to the artist and be like, you were for the kids and now you're not for the kids. It's like, they're people, they can do different things in their life.
Yeah, they grow up too, just like everyone else. Yeah,
they grow up too, and they can decide, like, especially like in the creative space. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, tell somebody they have to remain the exact way they are forever? Did Justin Bieber remain 15 years old his entire life? No. It's just, it doesn't work like that. And same way with like YouTubers and content creators too. A lot of times people, it's the same sort of vibe of that in content creation, when people are like, hey, you were always this on YouTube. It's like, so?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? I can do whatever, like, I can be whatever I want. I can put out whatever content I want to. Yeah, I made a bunch of content on this or that, right? If I want to make a Fortnite video here or there, that's not the end of the world. And I have somebody in mind when I'm talking about that, right? Like, I saw it with my own eyes. Like, some of our friends, they would get such backlash for covering other games at times. And it's like, no, like, do what you want to do. And I don't know, just people need to have more respect for just people just doing what they want to do and making what messages they want to make.
Sounds like people are bored out there and want something to be mad about.
Dude, this pandemic, it's boring people to death, I guess.
I guess so. But
then again, this stuff's always existed out there to some degree. But I just find it interesting. I don't know if we heard anything on the follow up to David Dobrik stuff either, because that was, I was wondering if we had an update on that.
I don't think anything more has progressed. I mean, I know the Frenemies podcast, Ethan and Trisha have really just ripped every single, person's apology and whatnot apart. Yeah. I know I got Jeff Wittick. I don't know if you follow him at all. He had a bad apology to start, and then he came out with a second video, and it was much better received. Like, it was a lot better.
I think I heard Todd now apologize too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have.
So I wonder if we're like on the outs of that drama. Finally, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure it'll die down until I don't know. I mean, maybe there'll be legal action against Dom. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, crazy world in the drama space this past 2 weeks.
Whole lot of drama.
Meanwhile, Ludwig is still streaming, I think.
No,
I'm pretty sure he is. And he was getting hate. Oh my god, dude! Literally everybody hates everything,
bro. People just want to be mad. What the heck? Why?
I saw somebody was getting mad at him on Twitter, and they're like, oh, he can't. Like, we live in a world where this guy can do this and other people can't. I'm like, bro, do you not understand how much work he's put into his stream, like, the past months, this whole past year?
That to me is just like, jealousy. That's the person you quickly ignore, because it's like, they're me against the world person that's just mad about everything. Yeah, because they're unhappy with themselves.
Dude, I saw a tweet. I gotta read this as well. Sorry, I'm on point today with the drama topics.
Dude, you're like, you're digging this. He's drama alert over here, bro.
Do you know who Hitch is?
Hitch?
Yeah.
Like the movie?
No, Optic Hitch.
No.
Okay, well, he's a really cool.
I know Optic Hutch.
Oh, old man of Optic, dude. Throwback, huge throwback. Hitch is a really nice guy. He's really funny too. And he tweeted this, and I think it was about the Ludwig stuff that I saw. Like, and what the Ludwig stuff wasn't crazy hate or anything. It was just like a little bit in the timeline where people were like, "Why? Why are you doing this?" And he said, and I quote, and this is such a perfect quote: "It's crazy watching so many different people get to the top in this industry, and without fail, once they get on top, people will do and say anything to try and take them down or discredit them. Happens every single time. Sad." And I replied and I just said, every single time, man. Every single time. And so true. Yeah. Literally, you could have the greatest come up story ever in the influencer space, artist space, whatever, right? Whatever you like, whatever creative space. And people, there's always going to be somebody who's just like, I hate that guy. Why? Why? Like, no, I hate him.
Jealousy, dude. Envy.
Dude, it's bad.
So just, I also feel like everything's way different on social media, specifically Twitter, than in real life. People are keyboard warriors. I'm telling you, that's just a thing you have to understand about the internet. Like, these people would never have the balls to even open their mouths about the shit they say on Twitter. Yeah, because it's so easy just to type it and walk away. Like,
oh, and I'll say
no one's face to face. There's no like awkwardness. Like, you literally post it and it just is there, and people on the other side perceive it how they perceive it, and you'll never know. Yeah, you'll never know if they're mad until they reply, and then you're like, "Yo, I got him, baited him." Now I can get a Twitter war going, little beef. This is making my day, dude. I'm just gonna just rip people apart.
Dude, there's people like, oh my god, it's crazy. I will say, I think we've all been there too, to some degree. Like we've all been there.
You haven't gotten a good little Twitter beef in your life. You haven't really been on Twitter.
But there's some people who do it every day.
Oh, there's people that are just so negative. Yeah. Oh, the worst.
Yeah, it's bad. It just makes you wonder. It's like,
bro, like why are you so mad at the world? Just go outside and breathe some air in and live, just experience nature or something. Just calm down. Go all the way up to the mountains, find your happy place in the dead silence of the woods.
Exactly. Get that serenity.
Get to a zen moment in your mind.
Oh, I remember like a couple of years ago, I used to get into so many Twitter arguments. Or not a ton, but every now and then there'd be like one where I'm like, I really stick it out and I just reply and I reply more and I reply more. And then by the end of it, just no one feels good by the end of it. No. You don't feel good. The person you're trying to like prove a point to is not going to feel good. It just ends at some point and spurts out or whatever. And you're like, blah, you just feel bad. And at some point, I think it was around a year or two ago, I just had like a realization of, dude, not every single person is going to like me, and not every single person is going to agree with what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, there's some people I'm just never going to change that opinion of. I could, I don't know, like do the nicest act in the entire world, and somebody's just going to say something about it of how it's bad or how they don't like me. And once you accept that fact, and it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah,
it feels a lot better.
A complacency with yourself.
It's kind of dumb because you have to think about it and you go, wow, there's actually people who really judge me in ways that I can't even control. But it just happens. Like, we all have it. Not even just influencers. I feel like just anybody on Twitter, like even if you have a couple hundred followers, right? Like, there's just gonna be somebody who doesn't like your tweet. There's gonna be somebody who has something against you for some reason.
It's usually the same couple people that are always like just negative. Dude, you have no idea how many drafts I have on Twitter that I just really put thought into, and I really want to send and just like bang them.
Can't do it. Listen here, everybody.
Clever, witty ass responses that would just nail them. And I'm like, I can't do it. I just cannot do it. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
You can't do it.
I want it so badly.
You want it,
but I can't do it.
It's like you can't. You just can't. You gotta refrain.
I went back and looked at him the other day, and I'm like, wow. I've held back quite a few times. Let me tell you, I'm just laying into people, and I was like, I'm deleting all of them, clearing cache, just getting it out of my system. Glad I didn't send them.
That's what we like to see. Everybody.
Not worth it. Just not the negativity. Not happening,
dude. It's the best.
And it's good. It's better that way.
The only thing you tweet are, "Yo guys, Mondays are awesome.
Mondays are awesome. Bitcoin to the moon. New podcast is out." There you go,
podcast
bro.
Delayed.
Those are my three tweets every week. Dude, my Twitter's like almost entirely financial now because I don't got to deal with any of the negative shit. It's just like, yo.
Do you block people on Twitter or do you mute?
Nah, I don't. I've only muted one person my entire life.
Wow.
I can't even say who it is because
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
I don't want. Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. But I blocked it. Yeah, I can't do it.
I'm just wondering if you block, because some people on Twitter, they like block.
Oh, like, I know. I don't do that.
They like go in. They're like, nah.
I'm a big believer in no censorship. I want to hear what you're saying, and I have enough willpower and enough maturity to intake that, process, and expunge. And that's it. Nothing. And then I am all knowing. Omnipotent? No, that's all powerful. I don't know which one it is.
Omnipotent? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, omnipotent means you like are all
it's all
seeing.
powerful. Yeah. Well, okay. Whatever. You get the point. I like to know what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't need to block anyone. I want them to be able to say what they want to say, because that way if they're really pissed off at me and they keep going at it, I'm like, all right, well, I know what kind of person you are now. If I block you, I'll never know. But now I know.
See, I'm the opposite now. I just
you're just like block.
No, I just mute. It's great.
That is a good feature because they don't know. They don't know.
They don't know, and you don't see it anymore.
That's nice. You probably have a nicer outlook on the world. I see all the dirty shit going on out there. People suck, dude. There's a lot of people that just really suck, but there's also a lot of people that are amazing. Yeah. And I get to just take all that in
and
expunge the toxic
what does
waste.
That mean, expunge?
Like excrete.
Ooh.
Yeah, like shit. Like
tweets.
Yeah, everything, all information.
You excrete tweets.
I excrete tweets.
That's a tweet.
There you go, dude. I'm gonna tweet that. I excrete tweets. It's a banger. It's a banger line right there. Dude, we've talked about literally nothing we plan to. We're 40 minutes in and have had zero conversations about anything we previously set up to talk about. Dude, and I love it.
Did you see? I had a really big topic for you, but it might be too early.
Too early in the night?
Or it might be too late on the podcast. What do you think? I told you.
Nah,
should we go into
let
it?
it rip. But we
we
gotta hit it, right?
Okay. All right. So I have a question for Matt, and I really, really want to know the answer to. Maybe this could be further talked about with more people in the future, because I like hearing people's opinions on this. Okay. But let's get rid of all the drama. Get rid of all the tweets.
Expunge.
I just want to know how Matt operates on social media.
Excrete the tweets.
They're all excreted. Let's get rid of all of it. Let's talk about something that has nothing to do with like social media or anything like that. It's just about life and the way things are. And I would say one of our best podcast episodes was when we talked about what's out there in space. Are aliens real? Like that was a big episode we did. And a lot of people were like, please, more topics like this. So I got a topic for Matt, and I want to hear what he has to say. I talked about this a little bit on stream with M, and we spent 3 hours talking about it because
After?
It was
on stream.
We maybe spent like an hour or 2 hours. I was being hyperbolic, but
wait, on stream you talked about it that long?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
But here's my question to you. All right, and I want to like actually ask this: do you think time travel is possible? And if so, how does it work? And has it already happened? Like, just think about everything with time. Do you think time travel is possible for us humans to like get to? Like, do you think that we're going to be able to time travel? Or do you think that time travel is possible in any sort of way?
When you say time travel,
yes,
you mean I am now 28 years old. I can time travel back in time to when I was 21 years old. That time travel?
Yes.
Or do you mean, this is a concept that may be hard to express because it's very hard to think about.
Yeah.
Time travel. You ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
How he...
You're talking about relative time travel where it's like kind of operating in two different lanes?
It's almost like multiverse situation where you're time traveling. It could be back in time, but it could also be just into another verse. Interstellar, right?
Yeah.
He goes off into space.
Yeah.
He leaves his family for forever. He comes back.
Yeah.
Through a wormhole, a black hole. Time travel, technically.
Yeah.
He's still the same age because time is different where he was.
Right.
His daughter, who was about, I don't know, maybe 30 years younger than him, is now 130 and he's still like 40 or 50 years old. She's 80 years older than him now.
Right.
That's also time travel.
Right.
A little different though.
I want to ask you, okay. So my brain, okay, let's phrase it this way, because that one gets really complicated and gets really sciencey and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Here's how I want to phrase it to you. In my head, there are two, like when we talk about time travel, people kind of have two rules about it. Do you think all right, do you think if we could time travel? So wait, hold on.
Yes. For the sake of the conversation, yes, because if I said no, then all the other questions are like
lame.
Well, shit.
Yeah. But you
but
probably,
I actually do think some version of what I just asked is possible. Yes.
Okay. So here's my all right, imagine we could make a machine to do this, okay? Do you believe that you could go back in time and change things of the timeline itself, or do you think that they're set in stone? This is a very, very, like, usually in time travel stories, whether it's TV shows, movies, whatever, there's sort of two ways that they could go about it. There's the way of no matter what they do, they cannot change the past. It's set in stone, and they end up causing the things that they want to change to happen how they normally did. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes.
It's like, oh, I want to go save this person from dying or whatever, and they end up being the cause of that person dying almost. It's really dark in that case. But or like, I want to stop this thing from crashing, but instead I cause the crash. And it's like this loop where they cause what happened. But the other thing is what Marvel did. Marvel kind of did another thing, which was interesting with, you saw Endgame, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know how like that film, they really do change what happened. Like they kind of open it more to a, like timeline can be changed, and also there's like multiple lines, right? Like there's multiverse stuff, right? Like we're going into the multiverse of Marvel. So like, I'm just curious what you think. Like if we had the machine to go back in time, do you think we could change? Like, could you change who the president of the United States was in a certain like as a certain time period, or could you go back and stop something horrible from happening? Like, do you think it's possible that that's even the case?
The first scenario you give me, to me, is like it gets a little religious.
Oh God,
because
Little Nas, dude.
Oh no. Think about it like this: if you have like a man, maybe people won't understand this. If you have like a film strip, right, and there's a movie in the film strip,
right,
and the movie is your life.
Right, so a film strip's like this, and it's like all these...
Yeah, like it's like picture by picture, right? So you can really visualize what I'm talking about here. And you rewind. You go back to frame one of the movie of your life. You yourself are now in frame one, and you've seen the whole timeline, right? So it's like you and your mental capacity, your mental space, going back, and you can see your life being played out.
Right.
And you can try to interact with that. But like you said, fate is what it is. No matter how hard you try to change it, it still ends up the same way at the end.
Right.
To me, that's like religion in a nutshell. Like you can't change that. That's what it is. That's how it is. There's no science. No matter what science you do, fate is fate.
Yeah.
It's not predetermined. You do have. I think you have free will.
But once
you've written the story, you've written the story.
Interesting.
You can't chop up the film strip and repurpose it and make it work. It doesn't work.
So you don't think, okay, so I go back in time right now.
Yeah.
To yesterday.
With your time machine, your teleporter, whatever.
Yeah. I go back in time to yesterday, right?
Yep.
No matter what you think, I'm still sitting here today. The past me, I guess, in that case. Like think of me. This is where it gets really confusing.
So that's what I'm saying. Is there two of you in the past? Are you walking around JC and seeing JC working on his computer?
I think you could see that.
Okay. Can present JC interact with past JC?
Yes.
What happens when you do?
I think it's fine. I think you would. I think
you're straight. You're like, yo, what up, dog?
Yeah.
Can you give me grilled cheese? How is that normal? How does that make any sense?
I think it's because I look at it like this. And again, I feel like we have similar thoughts about this.
I'm not saying what I believe. Yeah, I'm just asking you what,
but
we're going through the motions here.
From what you said of like things are written and they're set in stone.
This is option one.
Right.
I'm not saying I believe this.
Oh, really? I'm
just saying I'm laying down like you put it into two different ways for me. So I'm saying, okay, well, this is option one.
All right. So if I could here's what I think. I think me, JC, right now, I am aging how I am normally. And even if I go even if I went back in time, let's say tomorrow I get in a time machine to go back to yesterday, right? That the yesterday version of me that came out of that time machine would be the most furthest along JC in my own timeline of events. That would be like, that's me in the present would be, sorry, that sounds so confusing, but that's me at my furthest point of who I am. The one, if I went to go watch me in this podcast, let's say the one that traveled back in time is watching from this window.
Future you and past you, yeah.
Yeah, that future you is ahead of me in my timeline of events. Mm-hmm. But I would still be here doing my thing, and that future me could still interact with the past me, even though it's the present me right now at the time. That's what I think.
Because you're both in the present at that moment.
Right.
You know Back to the Future?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen those movies, but
it's pretty simple, right? They go back, they have the time machine, which is the car.
Yeah.
They go back in time, and it just like you're saying, there's character present or future and character past.
Yeah.
In that movie, he messes with things to like try to win the lottery or try to bet on who's going to win the World Series.
Right.
I feel like with this scenario, I just feel like if you see, like if me walks in the door right now, if Matt Cabuzio walks in the door right now, I'm shitting my pants. There's no way I'm not freaking the fuck out.
But that's not, but in that instance, that means that hasn't happened. Like, to me, here's what I believe that's possible, that could happen. But I think that we haven't time traveled ourselves.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
What do you mean?
How would you know right now that we're not already past in the future and someone came back to visit this version of time?
I think that could be possible.
So if JC walks through the door
I don't think it's
you
me.
are not freaking out. There's no way you can really tell me that.
No, I would be freaking out. Yes.
Okay,
but
here's
I'm telling you, because of the fact that that's not happening, it's not happening for us. Like that. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because that hasn't happened, there's no way.
No.
Why?
Because if we could time travel,
everyone
would do it. And it would screw everything up. If you believe you could alter the past, then the current wouldn't, like the future, the current, us right now, would be all kinds of screwed up. If things changed based on the past,
but
and everyone's going to the past and trying to win the lottery or trying to change their outcome or save their loved one, everything's different. But there'd be shit disappearing left and right. Like reality would be all kinds of messed up.
I don't think it's changing. I don't think you can change it.
Okay, so we agree that you can't change the past.
Yeah.
Good, because I was going to say if you think you can change the past,
I don't agree in the Marvel.
Then I don't know how it makes any sense.
What Marvel did with Endgame and stuff, I don't think works. I don't.
I don't think it does either. And this is where it's like it's kind of like fate, but I also do believe you have free will, which kind of contradicts each other.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere in the middle, kind of like you choose how history's written, how your story's written. I'm going to choose to put my hand up right now.
Yeah.
And forever and ever, my hand will have gone up in this moment.
Right.
That cannot be changed.
I agree with you.
But I did choose this.
Yes.
Someone else didn't choose this for me. It wasn't pre-written that I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think in that way, like, that's reasonable. I think that's logical.
That's how I
sense.
believe too. I believe that too. But I'm saying if I had the time, like if the time travel technology existed for us, like at some point in our future, we would probably know it. Right, because we would see it and I don't agree with it, like, because there's always this thing of like, oh, well, if you time travel and then you go back in time and you do something slightly different, you're gonna like disappear because you change the whole course of your future, like butterfly effect. It's like no, everything's set in stone anyways. So like that future me at time travels is still the future me, even though I'm in the past, and everything that was written out how it happened. I don't know. I think I agree with you that it's set in stone.
I have my theory.
It's set in stone, but I think you could travel to the past maybe.
I want your viewers to know this. I haven't prepared anything for this.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even know who's going to ask me this question exactly. He did mention it when we were there at night, but I
not this in depth.
Didn't know we were going to be asked. You know how scientists say we use like I don't know what it is, like 30% of our brain.
Yeah.
Or like very little.
Well, there's like a
brain.
whole movie about, what was that one movie where
the pill that unlocks your whole brain.
It was it Scarlett Johansson? I don't know.
I don't know. There's like a couple movies
like
where
she unlocked like the whole percentage of her brain.
You use the whole percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
This is my theory. I'm gonna just drop it right now.
Okay.
Why not? Time travel will exist, but it won't be the way that you think.
Okay.
You'll be able to come back in time, but not literally. What will happen is technology will get so good that we'll be able to unlock the entire usage of our brain and basically recreate reality using what we remember. They'll be able to make it look like, think about VR, but like to the level that you don't know if it's real or not.
Have you played Assassin's Creed?
No. Is that what it is?
There's a machine in Assassin's Creed called the Animus,
Okay.
and that basically it's kind of similar. It's like the original idea of the games were you're this guy named Desmond in the future, and it was like, I don't know, like 20 at the time it was like 2011 or whatever when the games were coming out, and these scientists put you in this thing called the Animus, and the whole story revolved around the idea that your memories are stored in your DNA, and this machine could access his DNA, which has his ancestors' DNA and his DNA because it's passed down.
Right.
And he was basically in like VR viewing the life of his ancestors.
Yeah.
To see history, basically.
Exactly.
It sounds pretty spot on to what you're talking about.
It's like that. So you literally you could basically, if once
it's time travel without affecting it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it works. If I had to pick how it's going to work,
Yeah.
that's how it is, because what could happen is you could get lost in there.
Right.
You could get so like into that world because it's literally real, like to the touch. Like if I were to touch it, I could feel my pulse. That's how real it is.
Right.
But realistically, think about it this way, so it's comprehensible. You're basically in a VR game.
Right.
That's so real that you don't know if you're in real reality or if you're in your DNA.
Because they do something to like put you to sleep, put your mind to something.
Right. It's kind of like, it's almost like Avatar, where like you put to sleep and you're like,
Right.
it's like you're living real life,
Right, exactly.
but you're not actually really living.
Yeah.
So that way it's time travel and you can interact with everything and you wouldn't affect it because really you're just watching a replay more or less.
Really, yeah, it's really like theater mode.
But it's like theater mode, except that it's so interactable that you could pick up the cup and you feel that and you drink the water.
How?
I don't know. But that's how you get lost in it.
See,
That's some good water,
but
it's not real water. It's nuts.
So you're saying that you believe that there's a time travel concept that's possible where you can experience the past and change the past because of this machine, but you're really only changing the past inside your own head.
Yes, but it gets better.
And when you pick up the water, when you pick up the water in the past, as you, Matt Capuzio, you pick up the water in 2011, and you're like, man, this water tastes great. I just drank a water from 2011. You really didn't, or that water in 2011 really never got drinking.
Drunk.
That it never really got. Is drank the word? Drink?
It never got.
Why does that sound
drunk.
weird?
No, I don't think drunk. I think it's drunk. Never gotten drank. Never got
Drank?
drunk.
Drank?
I don't know.
Anyways, it never really got sipped by you before, okay? Or it never got sipped in general at that moment, but your mind created like a new scenario to see it or to feel it that way.
Yes.
Kind of is what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
because this computer is so advanced,
Yeah.
you can do things and change that reality and see what the outcome would have been.
So you're basically making like a Matrix timeline.
Sort
Kinda.
of. It's really not real.
Yeah, it's not
a
real.
multiverse.
That's what I mean by
I don't believe in
fake.
multiverse.
It's like Matrix. It's like
It's so real. It's fake, but it feels so real that you can do everything you want. You can literally rewrite your history. You can rewrite time and all that, but it doesn't actually change the reality. It's just this alternate version within this machine.
Dude, if you had, okay, first of all.
And then you can literally, if you made a mistake in your life you couldn't get over, you go back into this.
You just live there forever.
You go back in time. Yeah. And you relive your life out how you wanted to. But it's not real.
So that has a lot of things to it.
Are you doing it or not? Has anyone written anything like this? Because I feel like this would be a great movie. I mean,
it's very interesting.
I guess you said the game, kind of.
But Assassin's Creed is not about trying to live there. It's about Assassin's Creed was you view this stuff in the Animus to find, it's like, this historical figure hid this artifact here and no one knows about it, but only because the DNA of seeing it through his eyes, you know about it. Gotcha. And then in the future, Desmond wakes up and he's like, the artifact's here. We got to go. Gotcha. Right? It's kind of like Tomb Raider or something, but with like a VR game attached to it.
Gotcha.
But what you're describing almost has led us to a rabbit hole, because what you're describing is like, if that is possible in some degree, and I want to say it will be, because I just feel like technology would get to that point at some point. Here's the thing. What is the point of normal life if you get to that point where we could just literally have whatever we want in our own head, basically?
Because at that point, I think the other thing is, like, if you're able to unlock the full potential of your brain, this is all riding on the theory that, what I'm comprehending around the room right now, I can only remember like 30% of it, right?
Right.
Well, I'll remember this tomorrow and for whatever. But once we unlock the full potential, it's with that ability that we can.
It's your memories.
Be able to, like your memory is like so, like when they say photographic memory, it's like that times a bajillion, right? Yeah. It's like reality memory. Like you can relive that moment so vividly that it feels real.
But how would you, so the world would just be created around that? Would you just be, would you just be like a passerby in your body again and you're just watching?
I think for you to be able to relive that, like your experience, you'd have to use your brain and your DNA.
Yeah.
But what I think would happen to make it realistic enough that it's true, because you can only see what you see day to day, right? You only have that memory of what you have.
Right.
You'd have to get millions of people's memories, mesh them together to create the universe as it was at that time. Because if someone else go back and changes their reality, like their version of things in this simulation game, whatever, then it kind of changes the environment around you. Like if someone sets off a nuke, like clearly that yours is going to be a different situation.
Right.
So I think you could probably go back into your simulator and do your own like playthrough of your own world, so that people can't fuck with your whatever you want to do. If I want to drink this glass, no one can tell me I can't. But it could be cool if everyone goes in together, or people can go in multiple different times, and it's just like, who knows what happens? I don't know. I don't know if that.
Dude, what the hell?
Caught up with all that, but would that be nuts?
Wild. You would have to. It would have to be some sort of. I don't know how that would work.
The other thing is that, like, to answer your question, the reason you wouldn't, I feel like the only reason you wouldn't want to go back into it, is because it's not real.
Yeah.
And like that. Like I don't know. Like the emotional part of it, I don't think can be replicated.
Right. Because like
because at the end of the day, your reaction to what, like if let's just say we're reliving, I'm like going back in time and I'm reliving my life experience.
Yeah.
And right now I say, JC, I hate you. Whatever your response is, we'll never know, because you can't will that into existence, because this is a simulation, really. It's whatever the computer thinks you would say to me.
Yeah.
And me knowing that it's not really you saying that
would throw it off.
Would probably be like, okay, is this life really worth living? Like your loved ones, if you say like, I love you, and they say, I love you back, do they really love you back? Or does the computer think from all the algorithms it's put together based on that person that it would say that? Or maybe it's wrong. Maybe it says, no, fuck you. And you're like, holy shit, I don't really know. Like, that's not what this person would have said. And I know that in my heart. And then you're like, okay, this is not like realistic enough for me. Dude,
this is weird, man. This sounds like Black Mirror episode to the max.
I could see this being on Black Mirror.
This is like,
that's the only way I could see you being time travel. I don't understand how you would Because if you did go back, I feel like on the flip side, if you did go back into actual reality somehow,
Yeah.
you changing things has to have changed
Everything.
I also think there couldn't be two of you.
I disagree.
You couldn't. There's no way you could go back and see you.
Yeah.
That would defeat the whole purpose of.
No, you could.
No, because reality has one of you. There is only one of you.
No.
You're telling me there's multiple of you right now.
No, not right now. But there could be.
That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You are physical matter. You are like, this is where the science comes in. You are physical. You are atoms. Right. At the end of the day, you are atoms.
But it depends on how
if your atoms move to another place in time, there is no way, unless they clone you, there's no way there's two of you to the exact same atoms. No way.
But it's not me moving to a different place in time. It's just that one hasn't moved in that place in time yet, and the other one has.
You need to explain that again. I don't understand.
So, okay.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way you're going to convince me there can be two of you at once.
I'm telling
you.
In
reality.
I'm saying if there's if there is a time travel machine, yes. I don't know if a time travel machine is possible.
How do you explain your interaction with yourself? How does that work?
The interaction would be, I would discover time travel. Like I would know that myself time traveled to see this, and you would just know. That's why I also think that if time travel exists at some point in the future, either nobody has shown themselves in the real world,
which would never happen. You're telling me if people knew about time travel and they could time travel, they wouldn't go back?
What if it's something that's like locked down? Like it's something that there's
yeah, but you know, if that one person, that discovers it, chooses just to go themselves, and it works, you know they're gonna screw it up for everyone else. They're gonna do something.
But I'm not saying that. I'm telling you that I don't know if it's possible of time travel even existing in the future because we haven't seen that. It's literally like, I believe that you could see yourself, but because none of us have, probably time travel is not happening. That kind of just
defeats your whole point there. It's like, you're saying, okay, let me just break it down to your two paths, make this simple for people to understand.
Okay.
Path one, it is possible. You're saying we would know it's possible because someone would have already come back and shown, hey, I'm from the future, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I mean, it hasn't happened, right? To your knowledge, right? But then again, you wouldn't be the one to discover time travel, right? So you wouldn't probably come back and see yourself because you don't know about it. This is case one. Like, you're saying that, let me make it simple. If you said it's possible,
yeah,
you think one person would come back and that's it, and they wouldn't tell anyone else about time travel because if everyone else knew and everyone else came back, it really would screw shit up, right?
I'm not saying it would screw anything up.
You don't think it would mess anything up if the entire world decided to come back and see themselves and there's two of everyone?
Well, yeah, that would be dumb. That would screw things up.
How do you not see that would happen? Like, everyone would want to try it.
All right, let's say everybody on Earth wanted to come back in time.
Maybe not everyone, but let's just say like a billion people come back at once.
A billion people come back. I don't think that would happen, but like, let's just say a million. Like a million people time travel because they're like VIP or something in the future. Sure. I don't know. They come back in time to see their past selves. I still think that whatever chain of events from that moment happens of them meeting themselves, the selves that they meet would still complete the loop and come back to meet themselves again. Does that make sense?
Yes, but the problem is like,
I think it's a loop.
If your past self can interact and see and talk to your future self, it has to screw things up. It has to. There's no way in which it wouldn't. There's no way a million people are coming back and not saying, yo, the lottery number tomorrow is this. Yo, this team's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's not like that.
Your mom's going to get in a car crash in 3 weeks. You should probably prevent that. There's no way that's not happening.
No.
There's no way you can tell me you wouldn't go back and change the bad things that have happened or make yourself rich or do whatever you want.
You can't change them.
So then you're not really going back.
You are going back, but you can't change them.
So you're just like a little fairy floating around seeing shit. You can see it, but you can't interact with it.
No. It's so hard to explain.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. It's not realistic.
No, it's so much easier to explain it from a one person level than a billion. Like,
but that's my point. Is that it wouldn't be one person. Let's go back to what I was saying before.
What if it could be a one person?
Okay,
what if it's a black hole? Like what if it's like Interstellar and one person goes into a black hole and he comes back because of that, right? Like one.
Well, the black hole situation is different than time travel.
How?
Do you know how hard it was to get to the black hole? There's no way a billion people are just flying off there and get to a black hole. Like they barely made it.
I'm not even saying time machine or whatever. Just if time travel exists in any form, whether it's black hole, machine, right, whatever.
Okay, so let's just go with your theory of it's easier to explain if it's one person.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've already broken. You can't just say it's one person. Let's just do it. Let's just do it for you. Okay, it's one person. Genius JC is the person.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's a bad example because it's going to ruin the example. Let's say it's Elon Musk.
Okay.
Okay. Elon Musk of the future creates time travel.
Sure.
He comes back.
Yeah.
Naturally, he meets the past Elon Musk.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The only way in which this would work is if Elon Musk and Elon Musk don't do anything to mess this up where anyone else would know about it. There has to be no situation where someone sees two Elon Musks and it's like totally secluded to those two people, the two Elon Musks. Because if I saw two Elon Musks, I'd be like, what the hell's going on? I would start talking about it and everyone would know about it. Be like, yo.
Right, but that might be how the timeline of events plays out. That might not be like it. Like there's no alternate future. There's
no multiverse here, right? Just to be clear.
No. That's what I'm saying. There's no.
So you're saying that it's secluded to this one person that knows about it, that's used it from the future, and he's told nobody else, and no one else in the past has gotten a notion of this happening.
He could tell people about it, but it's still only going to be him that time travels. Somehow.
How?
Because
how?
Even
if he told anyone, someone would figure out how to do it or breach his compound, his dungeon of time travelry.
Because there's only one written path. There's only one written path.
Is there a vehicle in which he's using to get back? Like a teleport, just to visualize this. Is there a teleporter? Is there a wormhole? Is there a Rick and Morty spaceship that he fucking drives back in? Is there a zap gun that zaps him back into it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm asking you because you have a theory here, and it's like I'm not understanding how it makes any sense.
It's not. I mean, a theory. Look.
Yeah, a theory doesn't have to be real. Well, your theory sucks. Your theory's trash.
Neither of us could prove that. I don't. I feel like neither of us could prove it exists or not.
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying like.
But I'm saying. From like if I believe in time travel, I feel like if one person was able to figure out how to time travel and they went back in time, it would still be only them that time traveled at that moment. They would not be able to change it where more people sort of like now know how to time travel. And if they did, something's going to happen where they don't know because
hold on.
We write our own fate in a way. Like the way we're writing the story that goes on.
You don't think
on.
If you saw yourself and were able to talk to your future self, you would make even the slightest of difference that would alter your path? Because you're saying there's two of you physically. If you time travel back, right? You're the guy that time travels back.
There's
two of you in reality right now that can talk face to face.
Yeah.
So it's not you going back and mentally being in your old body.
No.
So there's two of you.
Yeah.
It's not a clone of yourself.
No.
It's your future self and your past self.
Yeah.
Living in the present in reality.
Yeah.
And when you talk to each other, you're not like, yo, dude, coronavirus going to happen next year. Watch out for that. You're not going to say anything like that. You're just going to be like...
I think even if you did, it would still happen.
Well, yeah, it would still happen, but you would know. You would know it's going to happen. And you could say, yo, Trump, lock the U.S. down right now.
But do you really think he would listen?
I'm not saying that's not for us to decide. That's not for us to decide.
But that's my point, though. Is like I feel like even if you could, you couldn't stop it.
Okay, but I'm trying to give you different examples to get you to understand that the minute someone comes back from the future, You better believe shit's gonna change. They're going to change it.
Yeah. Things will change, but we still will have the free will to determine how that's going to end up. Like,
so it would. You're saying we have the free will. We're gonna react to it differently, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna react to things differently. If like 50 people came back and they time traveled, we would have a reaction to it, and the entire world would know that time travel exists, or maybe not the entire world. I don't know, but
so it would change the whole reality.
People are going to know that time travel exists if they met themselves, right? Or they see copies of themselves, or their future selves. But I still think there's going to get to the point where they will react to their other self that's in the future, do whatever they do in the rest of their life, even though they've reacted to their future self, and they're still going to end up time traveling back like their future self, no matter what.
Okay, let me make this a little bit easier to.
Dude, Matt's just trying to get me.
No, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're being too naive about this. It doesn't work. Let's say the guy that invents time travel.
I can't.
Is a U.S. Army captain.
Okay.
He comes back in time and says, "Hey, old me, China is going to nuke the U.S. in 1 week. If you don't nuke them first, everyone gone." How could that not change the future? He has a decision to make now. He's either going to save everyone in the U.S. or let the future play out as it is. There's no way, there is no way you can convince me that you can magically get back to the way things were going to be after a nuke goes off. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, dog. You will never convince me. There's no way. Chat, back me up here, bro. There's no freaking way you can just be like, yeah, it's fine. It'll work out. Somehow it'll all get back to normal. No. That's like an extreme example because I just don't know how else to get to like make you understand what I'm saying. That like your theory, I just don't feel like it works.
I still remain with the belief of
No, you shouldn't. You don't. I know you don't. You're like, yeah, like somehow they just regen, like they'll just come back to life.
No, I'm saying like if like see this it gets really dark when you talk about that stuff. But it's like,
I know I didn't want to bring it there.
Say
but
there was a really dark event like that. I think you probably couldn't change it. Even if you told it, even if you warned, I don't think it would. I don't think you'd be able to.
No,
stop
I know. Well, that's my point. That's why I brought up like the most extreme example I could think of off my head. The point being that a nuke's going to go off.
I think that army general would still, for some reason,
say YOLO.
They would let
no more because we're going to die. You only live once, and that's a firm belief of mine because I'm going to die, and there's my life, my only YOLO.
It doesn't work like that.
So you're saying that there's no way. If you're saying someone has free will and they're choosing to let history continue to act the way that it was going to.
They don't even have to choose it. It's just going to happen.
So they don't have free will then?
No, they do.
Dude, you can't have both. You cannot have both. You can't choose free will and just have faith. They're the opposite.
No, I think they're...
If it's written as it's written, that's how it is. If you choose how it is, that's how it is. It's one or the other.
I've never heard you so passionate about something.
I just don't understand how you can make sense of this because you're just like, oh yeah, everything will just work out. It's happy butterflies and rainbows.
I'm not saying it's gonna work out. I'm saying it could be the dark thing that happens.
China will nuke the U.S. or we will nuke China first so that they cannot nuke us, or assassinate the guy that's going to nuke it. Whatever it is.
What happened in the future?
The U.S. blew up, dog. It's gone.
And that's what happens.
Okay. How do I make you understand?
I don't think you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me. We're over an hour.
See, this example kind of backfires because if the U.S. blows up, Army General doesn't exist to invent time travel and come back.
That's on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the easy example is like, okay, Army General was in Canada when the U.S. got nuked, and he can prevent his whole country from being nuked.
Sure.
Does he choose to do that, or does he let history play out? Because you're saying he's got free will, so he has a choice. He has the knowledge that something's going to happen.
But
he believes it because it's literally himself talking to himself from the future. Obviously, he's going to believe that.
But you can't change it.
So he's going to try to stop it, and he's going to fail.
That's what I think, yeah.
And nothing else in his attempt to stop the nuke will change. Not a single thing will change in the future.
No.
Oh, man, I just can't get behind that. I can't get behind that. It's just not, it's not realistic. If you have free will, there's no way shit's not going to change at some point in time. I like my theory better. It is nearly the same, except you are not in reality.
But I mean,
because if you were, shit would change.
But your theory, okay, the whole like mind thing, I can get behind that as like that being what actually happens.
Right.
Sure. I'm like with you on that. I'm just saying, if time travel was literally possible to go, like if I could literally step through a portal and go back in time or something, or go through a black hole and go back in time, literally how it is, literally how it is in like Interstellar almost, right?
Yeah. If that's a situation. But that to me that's different though. It's a little different.
But that's what I'm talking about. I'm like I love the alternative like answer of, oh yeah, we're not going to have the technology to do that, but we're going to have the technology to be able to sort of recreate it. That sounds more plausible and makes more sense. Why?
Right.
That makes sense in the sense of like, well, no one's come back in time yet, so it doesn't exist.
See,
right?
Okay.
Like for all intents and purposes, time travel maybe doesn't exist because, or at least for some godforsaken reason, people just did not want to come back to our time period. But like, we have not seen anybody in the world who has come back in time. That's not been revealed at all. I'm sure there's people who've said they have out there. That'd be kind of a cool thing to look up.
Okay, let's take it the other way though. Take it the other way. The only way I could get behind time travel truly existing, is if you came back, there wouldn't be two of you. You would come back and be the you of the past.
How?
I don't know. This is way harder to conceptualize because it's not like,
see, that's the bit
you can't, it's very hard to conceptualize this. You are basically, a time travel would be erasing history.
So you think if it literally exists, you would erase history? This is what I'm trying to get
because we just discussed it. It doesn't work your way. It does not. I just don't see how that works.
It's a debate.
I guess it is a debate, but I think your theory sucks. And I'm being honest.
It's like the reason why I brought up the time travel question was I wanted to ask you. It was literally there's two lanes. Like I said from the beginning,
more or less. There's many lanes off of those lanes, but yeah.
Well, aside from the chip thing and like recreating, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But like in terms of literally going back in time, let's just say it is possible. There's two major lanes. It's either you cannot change what happened no matter what you do because it happened and that's what got you to that point of you in time traveling in the first place, or you can change what happened, right? And you're I think you're on the side of you can change what happened.
I think it has to change what happens.
But if you do that,
because if it doesn't, okay, if it doesn't change it. It's got to be different. There's no way you could be able to truly interact with your former self because I think that inherently changes changes how things will go.
If you can change the past, see there's
if you can change it, I think you're erasing history. Right. I don't think you can have two of you in the past and not change it.
Right, but this is what's interesting because like you're sort of like the thing that like destroys my theory, and it's like but there's no way that guy wouldn't stop or wouldn't try to save the world or something like that.
A million examples.
Right. There's a bunch.
And there's going to be one that's like, yo, that breaks the chain.
Right. But I'm saying in the same way for yours though, on your side of things, okay, it does change things. If you do change things, how the hell do you not disappear? How does the you that went back
who's saying you won't?
Okay.
So I'm not even on the. I already gave you my theory. It's neither of these. It's neither of these. I don't think time travel the way you think about it is possible. I don't think whether you change history or not. I don't think it is. But for the sake of argument,
I'm not even sure if it is possible either.
I have no idea. None of us know. I mean, obviously, my theory could be totally. It's completely reliant on the fact that we can access our brains in a way that no one has ever done close to.
I think what I do kind of like believe that black holes definitely do something though, I'm sure. Right. And that's sort of where I think, but I mean, we started this off where I'm like, yeah, time travel is possible. I'm doing it though for like the fun of talking about the debate.
Oh, for sure.
But I think both of them have like kinks in the idea. It's like one is, well, whatever happened. Well, then what the hell, do you not even have free will at that point? Do people just not be able to, can they not change anything? And I'm like, nah, they're just going to fail, honestly. And that kind of sucks, but that's just kind of how I think about it. And you're on the fence of like, okay, I can go back in time and I can change things and rewrite the future now. But if you rewrite the future, there's no way that if you rewrite the future, you're literally creating a paradox because the person that you are rewriting that future, going back in time, literally will not exist because you're rewriting that future. So how the hell, like, do you just disappear? Is that what happens? You just go, bye.
Again,
peace out, guys.
I'm not even. Well, I'm kind of arguing just to say, like, I don't see how yours is possible. If it does, I've already said, like, I don't think it'll exist the way you're saying it will. Maybe.
Well, I'm not even saying it will.
But I'm saying if
it did exist, that's how I would think about it.
And I'm saying if it did, that's crazy. That shit's crazy. It's not happening. So I'm saying it has to be the way where you're erasing it. You become. But the thing is, you don't know what you know now in the future, in the past. When you go back, your mentality, your physical being is as it was.
That's interesting. So
in that way,
so
you're rewriting it again. It could be the exact same way it plays out, or it could be very different. Well, so you wouldn't necessarily disappear. So you literally, like, think about it like a timeline. You jump back in time, and the whole time you jump back is gone forever. It's done. You are going to relive it truly, and so is everyone else. That's the only way I see that being able to work.
So you're saying somehow you're able to, like, teleport your mind to, like, basically
you are teleporting everything, your mentality, everything you know. It's gone. You're erasing it, and like, you're basically putting yourself back in a former version.
Yeah.
You know when you go on Google Docs.
Yeah.
And you can go back to an old version.
Yeah.
When you go back, all of the future versions gone.
So this would be.
It's where you were in time then. Yeah.
So it'd have to be some sort of technology that would basically be able to, like,
rewind time, erase time.
Yeah, it would be, bro, this is.
I think this makes way more sense than two of you in which they interact and you're both in the reality and nothing different happens and there's nothing like, holy shit, there's two of me. There's future me. Because think of, like, future you is like, yeah, this is normal, dude. This is cool. No worries. Chill out. Past you is like, what the fuck is going on? Because you don't know about that shit yet.
Future you knows it's normal because they already experienced that.
Yes, but past you doesn't, and they flip out, and they're the ones making the calls. Or maybe you both are. In your theory, both of you can make free will decisions.
No, but the past you in that case, the one that's like going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, would make the same call every time.
No way. If they knew, if they knew that the future you was there, and they're like, yo, this is what future me is like.
Nah, because it's you.
And if past you is like, yo, I hate future me. I don't like that. I got a beard. I don't like that I smoke cigs now. Like, I don't like future me. I'm gonna change that. Your past already different. There's no way you could know that things will be as they are in the future and not try to change them.
Because to me, I'm like, well, future you got to that point because he did experience future you coming to him. You're saying
it's like I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It's a cycle.
It would be chaos.
Because break the cycle.
Bro, this was a phenomenal topic. You're like this. This is probably one of the best topics we ever had.
Oh my God, dude! It's still red. It's still red. It's still going. It's still recording. It's just so funny to me because I'm just like I'm going about it in a way of like, well, yeah, like if time travel is like a thing, let's just say
I
it's a
see
thing,
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Whatever happens. I'm not saying that time travel is a thing though yet or anything like that. Or maybe yet is relative. Maybe I shouldn't say yet. I'm not saying time travel is a thing at all in terms of Earth. Maybe like black hole stuff, maybe. I don't know. But
the other thing with your double person theory is it like, let's just say it's real. In the future, it happens.
Yeah.
It's possible that we are the farthest version of, like, there's no future us. Like, we are the future. We're the farthest along. But it's also possible that we're this is really gonna fuck with your head. We're in the historical part of the timeline. There is already a future us, and they haven't come back yet, or they could come back. Does that make sense?
Well, there's like that. There's a bunch of you on a line.
Right. There's a bunch of you on a line, and we're in the middle of the line.
Right.
We don't know that because we wouldn't know unless a future version on the line came back and said, "Yo, what up, 28-year-old Matt?"
Yeah, but
I'm 75.
But he's not at the end of the line either.
Maybe he's not. But
the line never ends.
Well, I mean, if you believe in mortality, it has to end at some point. If we're gonna die,
well, no, he'll die.
Okay, so then it does end at some point. The line goes on forever, but there's not infinite versions of you on the line.
The line never ends.
See, it's not a line; it's a circle.
The line never ends. There's always going to be a further one that's on the circle, and wherever you die is relative. Like wherever, like to me, oh my God, this is so deep. But like, I don't think like when you die doesn't. How do I even explain this? I don't know if I should go down this path because it's really
like a circle. You die here, and then the loop continues forward. Is what you're saying?
Well, it's like, if you believe in like heaven and all that kind of stuff, right? That exists outside of time.
Man, now you're just making it complicated. We were trying to get to explore every theory and really go through them. And now you're just throwing heaven in there on the bubble on the side. Like, yeah, heaven doesn't have any kind of influence with time.
Well, I'm saying like, I don't know. I'm a sort of religious person, not super religious, but like my idea of heaven is like, I don't think of it as like, oh yeah, in heaven right now it's 2021. No, it's
no, I get that. No, I can see
it's
the way
something that like when you think of like when people like think about, it's not even like not even just heaven, but like when people talk about like that's why like with zombies and all that kind of stuff, and they do purgatory. Like purgatory is like the Mob of the Dead characters in that instance, they don't exist in any time at all. Like they are like in this weird pocket loop thing.
Yeah.
That is a purgatory, and purgatory is like just it's limbo. It's nothing. It's like there's no time that's occurring like in real world time or anything like that. So like when you say like, oh, you have to die at some point, well, I'm like, yeah, well, you die at some point. And let's just say like limbo and all that exists or whatever, purgatory, all that exists. It's like there's probably like, all right, let's say this is gonna sound so weird. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's like,
do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I get it. But I can't get behind it. I can't. I just can't do it. There's no way. I can't.
It just depends.
I can't consciously say that wouldn't cause chaos at some point along the way. Maybe 99 times out of 100 it will work. There will be one time it doesn't, and that will throw everything off for everyone else. You know, like the butterfly effect?
Yeah. Well, I think the butterfly effect is a thing.
And that completely contradicts your whole argument.
But no, but the butterfly effect is like, I don't think it's not about time travel though.
No, but it's like everything impacts everything else.
Right.
And I'm saying that there's no way you can convince me that even the slightest thing wouldn't change in the loop at some point that would throw everything else off. Slowly over time, maybe. Maybe it's very minute, but eventually it will catch up. If there's infinite loops, there's infinite timeline, like you're saying, it will start to unravel. It will start to change. And therefore, I think it will change. There's no way you can convince me that you can't just, like, if you're going to go back, it's got to be you're erasing it and reliving and rewriting it. And that's a scary, dangerous thing. Really scary. If that's even possible. I don't think it is.
See, we could almost do another episode of this going down the path of, okay, well, what if you could erase it? Would you do it almost kind of thing? Or like, what are the
it's almost like whoever figures that out first, if this is real, which I do not think it is.
Yeah.
Whoever figures that out, like, is choosing to erase humanity.
Yeah.
And let it rewrite itself. And you could do that. I guess in theory, you could do that infinite times if you take the same path. The person that created the eraser, I guess you could say, takes the same exact path every time.
Yeah.
has it down to a science. They know exactly what they have to do, and nothing else messes that up. They can keep creating the eraser until they get it to be the way they want. But why would you keep doing that if you're not have like if the person doing that would have to have a goal in mind of like, oh, like save my mom from dying or solve world hunger or something, and then in that way they'd be doing it different to try to achieve that goal, and they probably wouldn't be able to erase it another time. Kind of like Groundhog Day, like you're doing it over and over and over again until you get it the way you want it to be,
right?
And which is inherently different than the way it was in which you created the eraser.
Right.
So it would only be able to happen once in theory.
So guys,
if it could happen, I don't think that's. I think that's probably the least likely scenario in my opinion. I want to believe your theory. I want to get behind it because I think it's more likely that you could go back and have two of you,
then erase everything.
Then erase everything. That seems more.
But you're like,
for some reason, it just seems more possible.
But you can't get around the idea of like.
But then again,
you're saying you can't get around the idea of no matter what. If that happened 50 times, there's going to be that 10 instances where it was different. That's what you think. Like there's going to be 10
I don't know what the numbers are.
Well,
but yeah, at some point it has to be different, and in that way, it will at some point will probably become so chaotic and screwed up that it will just it won't loop.
So you're gonna break the cycle. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you break. Yeah. For the fucking zombie reference, I got you. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I really didn't want to say it, but yeah, I say we'll break the cycle.
That's crazy. All right, guys. No, but like seriously, I mean, it's fun. It's fun, like talking to you about it though.
I think it's great. This is a great debate. I'm glad that we didn't like have the same opinion on it too, because it'd be boring if we did.
But I think let's just say before we end this, I think we both agree that time travel is probably not possible in terms of how people normally think about time travel. Because in both regards, there are issues with it. The erasing everything is almost like a paradox of like
that doesn't seem likely
that person coming back wouldn't even be the same person.
It probably wouldn't work. I don't think that.
And
that's
also
like the lowest in the totem pole,
right,
of believability.
And then in mine, it's like, well, if that happened, then how come they couldn't prevent certain things, or how come we haven't seen anybody yet? Because if I could see somebody, is there just a rule? It's like, don't go back to 2021. You can only go back to 2020 or 2050 when we built it or something. I don't know. No clue on that.
Okay, I could get behind that.
Like there's some rule on it. Like they figure it out. When we built
it, then I mean, yeah, if there's some kind of governance on what you can and can't do, but I just feel like someone will break that. Someone will break the rules.
Right. Exactly.
I think it's more likely that I think your theory is better than the eraser.
Yeah.
But
you still think it's
you cannot interact with your former self because it would have to change time in which it would throw everything off. And then there wouldn't be this loop you're speaking of. It would just completely change the way things go.
See, I'm a big believer in the loop.
I know you like the loop. I feel like because you like stories so much, and most stories have the loop in some way.
Not all of them though.
Not all of them.
Again, because like Marvel did it differently. They did.
But I think you're like too much of a believer. Like you like the idea of the loop.
That's kind of true. Well, it's kind of like it's very interesting. The loop idea is like you almost create your own fate. It's like fate that you caused in a way. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, I think I'm changing things, but really like I'm making myself do the thing that I'm saying I'm not doing.
No, I see what you're saying.
It's like, it's almost like you just got to come to terms with the fact that you can't change you can't change the past.
And then we're back to, you don't have free will.
Yeah. And that's scary, but you do have free will to a certain point.
Are you saying so you're saying you have free will for the course of your loop, and past the loop, you can hop back in the loop, but free will, like it's written. Well, it's like, written as is, and now free will has become fate.
Well, it's like that.
You wrote your story in free will, and the book will always be written the same way.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah. But I think the person who came back in time to like tell you about it or whatever, he would have free reign to do whatever the hell he wants to for the rest of his life.
Sure.
I mean, so with this,
sure,
it's hard to explain, but like
I see what you're
that
saying.
person
no,
could go off and do whatever.
Of course, yeah.
and he's also going to end up doing. It's like it's hard to explain.
See, in that way, there's got to be multiverse. Has to be. Think about it. You literally just proved it. If that person can go off do whatever they want, that's JC number. Let's just call that JC number 1.
Yeah.
JC number 2 is the one in the loop.
No, but I think the difference is you consider it kind of like all in one person. I see it as like 2 separate people.
So it's multiverse.
No.
There'd be multiple versions of everyone then. Because
no.
Yes. Because you listen, dude. JC2, the one in the loop, the one living in the past, lives the loop up until the point in which time travel is created, and that would be the future JC. But you're saying that JC's got free will to do whatever he wants. He goes to Tokyo, is living in Tokyo.
So he doesn't go back in time?
Says, yo, peace, I'm not going back. Now, the JC in the loop hops back in, and he has free will, which you said. Now there's 2 JCs plus the other one. There's 3 JCs.
I think
he lives the loop. It keeps going. You keep creating more and more and more of you that are just like, yo, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. Some of them might hop back in.
I think you actually kind of end up being the locker of your own free will. Like you kind of like stop your own free will in a way. I feel like you're still
you have free will or not. You got to choose one, bro. You can't have it both ways.
In this case, you wouldn't.
But you just said you did.
I'm confused on what bit you're asking because there's multiple people the same people.
Yeah, multiple people. The guy that goes back and's got free will.
The guy who goes back. So if I go tomorrow, I go into a time machine, go back in time. That person, me, who goes back in time.
Yes, JC with the hat.
I do have free will. Yeah.
Right. So what the hell's stopping you from saying, yo, I'm gonna live however the hell I want at this point? Why would you live it the same way? I can't see a single reason why you would want to do it the same way. What's the point of going back then?
There's a lot of times we tell ourselves that we're going to do something different and we don't.
Bro, you cannot convince me a person with free will would not choose, it would do hundreds of thousands of times going back and never vary from the way that it was.
I mean, that is the problem in the idea. I'm not disagreeing with you that that's insane.
So you agree that your theory doesn't really... you want it to work, but it doesn't really work.
I like that theory. I still like it way more, though, than you disappear and you actually...
Oh, I don't like that theory. That theory is trash.
Do you like this one more?
I'm just, for the sake of argument, I feel like we haven't solved your theory. Like, it doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't... I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't make sense.
We're an hour and 40 in. It took you an hour and 40 to admit that it doesn't make sense.
For all intents and purposes, like it has a no, but I've said it has a flaw. I've been saying the whole time that one has a flaw and this one has a flaw. They both have the flaw, like a flaw in the
So we can agree that neither of them are great theories.
They're not great, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick mine still.
I would pick yours, except let's make it work.
But you can't.
Yes, you can.
You
can go back, but you cannot interact. You can go back, but not interact.
But what happens if you interact? You just poof?
You don't.
What do you mean?
You're more or less a ghost of yourself.
How do you not interact though? Like what if I could say the same thing with you. There's gonna be that one guy who wants to interact with themselves. What happens to him?
No.
What happens to him?
You're right there.
What are you talking about? Oh, I'm a ghost?
Yeah. We don't know you're there, but you're there.
Yeah, but then I'm not really going back in time, am I?
But you are, because you're here.
I'm just a ghost.
Yeah, but you're here. You're in this moment. You're in this moment.
That's different.
But you cannot interact because the minute you interact, it breaks it. It screws everything up. It doesn't work.
Okay, so that's a whole other idea. You're not actually putting your body.
Don't think about it as being a ghost or a spirit. You are I don't know how to explain this. Whether it's a limit you put on yourself to not be able to see each other, or that's just how it is.
But
I don't know.
What happens, Matt?
What
happens when you talk? Like what
Nothing.
happens when you talk to
you never
yourself?
seen nah, dude. You come back, you can talk all you want, but you cannot hear ghost you.
I don't believe that.
Because the minute you do, it breaks. Then your theory is much as likely to poof as the other one.
How do you?
Because
the
second you break the whole chain,
but I think
you might not exist anymore. You might poof yourself out of existence.
I think that one's broken though, because I don't think you would just be able to come back just to be like a ghost.
Yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the minute you do it the other way,
they're all broken.
Then it probably doesn't even exist, dude. We probably just solved it for ourselves. My theory works the best because it's not truly real. It's so realistic that it feels real, and you can get lost in there and live it out.
No, I agree. I agree with you at minute 10.
But the minute we discuss these other theories, they just don't work. They just don't work. And we're like simple-minded people. I wouldn't say either of us are that like genius.
Yeah. No, but they're not super, like, I don't think any of them work 100%.
No, of course not. So we're saying we don't believe in time travel. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.
All right, bye.